Crazy. All right. Officially a college dropout. So my name is Seth Izgoretsky, and tomorrow actually marks my 4-year anniversary since launching my first dropshipping store. And since then, I've gone on to generate around $1 million in revenue, and now I'm looking to take that to the next level and scale to $1 million per month. But this decision to drop out of school did not come easily, and in fact, 2 months ago, I didn't think I'd be dropping out at all. I thought I'd finish the 4 years. But throughout my time here, I've met incredible people and progressed a ton as a person. And at the beginning of the semester, I was actually accepted to an entrepreneurial community where I'd be living with 20 other like-minded individuals. And surrounded by so many like-minded and driven people, I didn't think I'd leave. However, that soon changed. And one day, I reflected on my routines and realized that my time was really only going to 3 things while being at school. Firstly was classes, secondly was my business, and thirdly was a gym. So as classes took up so much of my time, all my free time had to go towards the business, then whatever little time I left went towards the gym. So as such, I wasn't even socializing. I wasn't even able to take advantage of the school because the classes took up my time, and I couldn't just let my business die. Like, I needed to dedicate substantial amounts of time to my business. So as such, with class on top of that, I had no free time to socialize, to meet new people, etc. Like, all I did was literally sit behind this desk all day, go to the gym, and go to classes. And I was like, what is the point of this? Like, I am sacrificing for no reason. I'm not learning in classes. I'm not deriving much value from being in school. Like, I'm sacrificing to be here, but there's really not much upside. And then I went on Thanksgiving break, like shortly after kind of having this realization. And that just it gave me another perspective of like how life would be without school. I went from having this realization to being on break and not having any classes, no other commitments. And I was like, this is what my life could be like. Because the thing I realized is that it's not just a time commitment, but it's also an energy commitment. Like, it takes up, let's say, 4 hours per day, but it also takes up mental energy that you could be spending on your business, on learning, on other things. And while on Thanksgiving break, I actually spoke to my mom about it, and she was surprisingly decently supportive. However, she thought that I'd finish the year and not just leave right now. So for that, she wasn't too supportive, but that was a positive thing. And then a couple weeks later, I gave it some more thought. Then I was like, you know what, screw it. Let me talk to my dad about it. And he was super opposed. Like, this is not the right move. You need to be learning this and that. Like, you need to stay in school. So I gave it a few more weeks thought. I was like, you know what, let me stay here, go through my classes, go through my exams, give it a bit more thought, not fully jump into anything. And it's funny because I had to go through my final exams, and I remember in the middle of my first exam, I was doing the exam, I pause, I look up, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What am I doing sitting in this room taking this exam that's gonna have zero impact? Then I look around at everyone else doing the same thing, answering these questions that have zero impact or are gonna really help us. And then in that moment, I kind of knew what my decision was gonna be. That, I remember that moment vividly, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm right here moving out and seeing this room and seeing this wall that me and my roommate would write stuff on, and it's bittersweet. It really is. It's sad, and it was a very, very difficult decision to make. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And the entire time I was going through this thought process of do I drop out? Do I stay? What do I do? The only thing that was really holding me back was the people and was this community that I'm living in. These classes didn't really derive any value for me. It was the fact that I was living with so many like-minded people, and that's something I'd have to give up. However, something that I realized was that that's really not enough to hold me back and keep me here for another 2.5 years. If people is the only reason that I am staying, that is not enough of a reason, because I could come back and visit, I can meet new people and so forth. The people are invaluable, but that shouldn't be the only reason I'm staying, and that reason alone isn't enough. So on, I believe, honestly, it might have been December 31st. It might have been before the new, I don't remember. I think it might have been December 31st. I officially made the decision to put it in with the school, and yeah, I don't know. I just kept on going back and forth, and I knew what I was leaning towards, but I was like, I just need to make a decision and stick with it. When I put in decision, it was at one of the worst standings the business has ever been in, because for that month, for December, like, we bled. We were in the red. And the fact that I still made the decision is also just a testament to like needing to have belief in yourself. Because it's not that I made the decision when everything was going great and the business was very profitable and doing very well and we're growing and scaling. No. I made it when we were losing money because I know what the future is going to look like, and I know that this is going to help me, or leaving school is going to help me get to the next level. And that's just the importance. You have to have undeniable belief in yourself and in your future and your work. Like, you need to have that belief and that optimism that everything's going to work out and that you're going to accomplish everything that you put your mind to. Because in reality, like, all it takes is time, consistently, and effort. Like, if you consistently show up, if you put in effort, if you put in the hours, if you do the right things, you're going to succeed. That is the reality of things. And you need to have that belief in yourself. I also want to sort of close this out by saying, like, you will not always be supported. At times, you're going to be going against the grain. You're going to be going against what people think are right. And you have to be okay with that. Like, you're not always going to be supported, and you must be okay with being uncomfortable and going against the norm. Because if you want abnormal results and to achieve a full life and one that people dream of, then you can't conform to what everyone else does. And you must be okay with going against the grain, doing something uncomfortable. And remember that in uncomfortable situations, it's when you grow and evolve the most. Like, you're never gonna grow and progress if you're just comfortable. And also, like, I am not advocating for dropping out by any means. There are absolutely pros to staying in college. And by many means, like, for many people, it is the right decision to stay. And I'm not making this video to convince you to drop out by any means. It is to show my side of the story and why I decided to do this, and also just document it for myself. So in the future, I could look back at this, be like, wow, like, that's why I did it. Or like, I know, but like, just like document the experience of moving out, my thought process, and so forth. However, for you, like, it might make sense to go to undergrad and then go to grad and stay in school. Like, there isn't one size fits all for this, especially when it comes to your life. Like, you can't plug and play other people's decisions into your own life and expect it to work. You have to make your own decisions based on what's right for you and on your own life. When I made the decision to drop out, I spent a good amount of time like sitting down thinking about like, okay, what is my life going to look like going forward? What are my focuses? And I thought it'd be like interesting to share as we close out. And I identified 5 main things that I'm going to focus on now that I'm out of school. First of all is e-commerce, of course, continuing to dropship, launch new brands, scale my current one. Second of which is personal brand, which you're currently watching. Third of which is continue learning. Learning is immensely important. Like, you need to actively seek it out, whether it be through books, courses, YouTube, whatever it is, you need to learn and you need to create a curriculum for yourself. Fourth of which is networking, which is what I'm losing here. I'm losing the network and I'm not going to be exposed to these people anymore. So I want to find a way to get it outside of school. And lastly is just myself. Like, you need to prioritize yourself. You need to prioritize physical activity, routines, and so forth. Like, things that are good for your mental health and you as a person. Because in the reality, as an entrepreneur, especially when you're a small one and you're just starting out, you are your company. If you're not doing well, your company's not doing well. So you need to prioritize yourself and be like, okay, how can I optimize myself in my mind so I operate well, so then my business operates well as well? But yeah, I mean, I don't know, kind of not seeing like bed empty, everything empty. It's definitely bittersweet. Sometimes you just got to take the leap. Sometimes you do. I mean, there's like the quote of like, when it's scary to jump, that's when you jump. Or I know I butchered that, but something along those lines. And honestly, like, the toughest decisions are like you have to make tough decisions, and those are usually like the best decisions. But yeah, I usually don't like plug things within my channel, but follow my journey of dropping out. I'm going to be hosting 1x weekly vlogs so you can watch my journey and progression through dropping out and through the routine and through grinding and so forth, and to scaling those $1 million per month plus months. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in one of those vlogs. Peace.